My name is Emily. I want to tell you my story. This is not a proud story. This is not a happy story. This is a true story about love, pain, and regret. I was an ordinary woman. I worked a normal job. I lived alone in a small apartment. My life was quiet. I did not look for trouble. I did not plan to hurt anyone. Then I met him. I met him at work. He was calm. He was kind. He listened when people talked. When he smiled, it felt real. He never tried to impress anyone. That made him different. At first, we talked only about work. Small things, deadlines, coffee, weather, nothing personal. Slowly, things changed. He started asking about my day. He remembered small details. He noticed when I was tired. He noticed when I was sad. No one had done that for me in a long time. I started waiting for his messages. I started smiling when I saw him. I told myself it was nothing. One day, he mentioned his wife. He said it naturally, like it was normal. Because for him, it was... My heart stopped for a second. I felt stupid. I felt embarrassed. I told myself to step back. I promised myself I would keep distance. I failed. We kept talking. We kept laughing. We kept sharing. He told me his marriage was cold. He said they lived like strangers. He said they stayed together only because of habit. I did not ask him to say these things. He said them on his own. I listened. That was my first mistake. I told myself I was just listening. I told myself I was not doing anything wrong. Deep inside, I knew the truth. I started caring too much. I started thinking about him at night. I imagined conversations. I imagined a different life. I hated myself for it. One evening, we stayed late at work. The office was empty. The lights were dim. We talked for hours. He looked at me differently that night. His voice was soft. His eyes stayed on mine. When he touched my hand, I did not pull away. That was the moment everything changed. After that, there was no going back. We started meeting outside work. Coffee turned into dinners. Dinners turned into long walks. Long walks turned into secrets. I knew he was married. I never forgot that. But love does not listen to logic. I told myself he was unhappy. I told myself I was not stealing him. I told myself he would leave one day. These lies helped me sleep at night. We never went to public places together. We never posted photos. I was always hidden. That hurt. I became the woman who waited. I waited for his calls. I waited for his free time. I waited for promises. He always left early. He always checked his phone. He always had limits. I had none. When he was sad, I comforted him. When he was stressed, I listened. When he needed peace, I gave it. But when I needed him, he was often unavailable. That hurt more. Sometimes guilt hit me hard. I imagined his wife. I imagined her trusting him. I imagined her living a lie. I cried alone many nights. I told him once that I could not do this anymore. I told him it was killing me. He held me. He said he loved me. He said he needed time. Time became his favorite excuse. Months passed. Then years. I missed birthdays. I spent holidays alone. I made excuses to my family. I lived half a life. I watched my friends move on. They married. They had children. They built homes. I stayed stuck. Sometimes I asked him directly. I asked when he would choose. He avoided clear answers. He said things were complicated. He said he did not want to hurt anyone. I wanted to scream because someone was already hurt. It was me. One day he canceled plans again. It was our anniversary. He said his wife was sick. I sat alone with a cold dinner and empty eyes. Something broke inside me that night. I realized I was always second. I realized I was optional. I realized love should not feel like begging. The next day, I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked tired. I looked small. I did not recognize the woman I had become. I called him. I told him we needed to talk. We met at the same place where everything started. I told him I loved him. I told him I was done. He cried, he begged. He promised change. I listened calmly. For the first time, I did not believe him. I told him goodbye. Walking away was the hardest thing I have ever done. The days after were dark. I felt empty. I felt lost. I felt guilty. I missed him every minute. But slowly, something else appeared. Peace. I slept better. I ate better. I breathed better. I stopped hiding. I started choosing myself. I am not proud of what I did. I hurt myself. I hurt others. Love does not grow well in shadows. If you are reading this and living a similar story, listen to me. You deserve full love. You deserve a clear choice. You deserve respect. Do not wait for someone who cannot stand in the light with you. My name is Emily. I loved a married man. I lost myself. Then I found myself again.